And this morning, I think we'll start sitting. So if you want to sit in a chair, you can sit in a chair. If you want to sit on the ground, you can sit on the ground. If you want to sit up on like a block or a blanket so that you're a little elevated, because sometimes that's more comfortable, you could do that. A lot of times, if your hips are tight, sitting straight on the ground isn't that comfortable, so a little bit of elevation is often more comfortable. I'm going to turn off, I have a little space heater here. Turn that off so you can hear me better. And also, if sitting with your legs crossed isn't comfortable, it's fine if your legs are straight at this point. And if you need to change the position of your legs as we go through, that's fine as well. And you also could lie down if you prefer. But as we begin, especially if we're sitting, let's take a moment to feel our sitting bones. You might want to kind of rock back and forth or run it back a little bit so that you actually feel your sitting bones. And those sitting bones, imagine that there's roots growing down from your sitting bones, down into the floor beneath you. If you're on the ground floor, those roots going right down into the ground. If you're on a first or second floor, see if you can imagine those roots going all the way down into the ground floor. And just like a tree, kind of rapidly growing its roots way down deep into the earth. Begin by grounding down, feeling that connection to the ground beneath you and solidly, securely rooting yourself. And you may find as you ground down that there's this tendency then to be more upright because we have that stability supporting us. So as you ground through your sitting bones, then invite yourself to sit nice and upright. Feel your spine rising up. See if you can create a little more space between your vertebrae. And as you sit up nice and tall, sometimes when we think about sitting up tall, we lift the chin. So just kind of tuck your chin down, and you could even take one finger, kind of press the chin kind of in and back and up to create a little more length in the back of the neck. Maybe a little more space at the base of the skull. Ending up, ideally, with ears right over shoulders. So we begin with this nice, elegant, upright posture. You can even think about having some space across your collarbones, your shoulders nice and open. So when we sit up tall in this way, we free up space in the rib cage. So let's begin to focus on our breath, on our breathing. So feel what it feels like as you draw a breath in, and you may notice some expansive qualities there. And then allow the breath to release and empty out. So just pay attention to what it feels like to breathe. Where does the breath move? Can you feel your lungs expanding? Can you feel your ribs expanding in the front, sides, back of the body? How does it feel when the breath releases and empties out? You can blow it out. You can have your mouth open or closed on the exhale, but let it release as much as you can. And then let the next breath flow in. Focusing your full attention on this act of breathing, feeling the breathing, experiencing your breath. You feel it expanding into the back of your lungs, the back of the ribs. You feel the sense, the quality within you when you allow the breath to release and empty. There's an energetic quality of the in-breath. And there's a relaxing quality of the exhale. These two techniques, grounding ourselves, feeling the body when we ground ourselves, and then feeling the body as we breathe, are two wonderful techniques for managing anxiety and stress, which is an enormous proportions in our world today. If we each just took a few moments as we're feeling anxiety creeping up to just think about our connection to the ground and to focus on our breathing, we can find that it can really transform our state of mind. So we practice this every time we come onto our mats. So we can allow the breath to become more natural. And we can take a moment to just check in with what we might be needing today. Would you like to set an intention for your practice today? Is there something you're working on or wanting to focus on, something you want to maybe have a little more of or invite a little more of into your life, into your day? I've been sharing this week that I'm trying to focus on being less negative and being more positive, finding the good. That's my focus. What's yours? What would benefit you to focus on today? Take a moment to think, and then if you find something, spend a little time breathing that quality in. And then, when you're ready, if you had closed your eyes, you can open them now. And if you want to shake out your legs a little bit, you can. We're going to grab onto the knees, and we're just going to think about extending the spine or lifting the heart. So as we breathe in, we're going to kind of arch the back, extend the spine, lift the heart. And then as we breathe out, as you hold your knees, you can round back. So kind of roll back, round your spine, drop your chin. Let's do that again. Inhale, extend, arch, lift. You can roll your shoulders back and down. And then exhale and round back, tuck the chin. One more like that. Inhale, lift your heart, drop the shoulders, extend. And exhale and round back. All right, rock to sitting straight up. Breathe in. Exhale and just lean forward. So maybe you feel a little stretch in your hips and your low back. And then come back up. Turn over one knee. Root down, straighten up, breathe in. Exhale and then lean forward over that knee. And then come back up. We'll turn and orient over the other knee. Root down, rise up, breathe in. Exhale and lean forward over that knee. And then stretching the opposite hip. And then come back up. Let's put one hand down on the ground and take the other arm up. Breathing in. As we exhale, we'll step that hand over, bend that bottom arm, elbow, and just stretch over to the side. Take a breath into that side where you're stretching overhead. And then come back up. Bring that hand down. Bring the other arm up. Breathe in. Step your hand on the floor over a bit. Bend that elbow as you stretch that upper arm over. And then breathe into that side. And then exhale. And come down. Let's just do a gentle twist in one direction, bringing one hand around, other hand behind. Just twist around, nice gentle, easy twist here. And then come back forward. We go to the other side. Nice, gentle, easy twist in the other direction. And then unwinding. Great. All right, we're going to make our way down onto our backs now. And as you lie back, we'll begin with our feet on the floor. Let's reach our arms up to the ceiling. You can have your palms facing each other. We're going to reach the arms forward so that the back of the shoulders come off the floor. And we're going to rounding the shoulders forward. And then we're going to take this upper arm bone. We're going to pull the head of that arm bone back into the shoulder socket. So we're dropping the back of the shoulders more into the floor. So we're going to inhale and reach up. Shoulders come off the floor. And exhale and retract the upper arm bone into the shoulder socket. And in that way, get the back of the shoulders more connected to the floor. So the collarbones are more broad. One more time, reaching up, breathe in. As you exhale, pull the upper arm bones back in. Feel the back of your shoulders on the floor. Open your arms out now and hold them just slightly off the floor. Soften your elbows a bit. And you feel more of the back of your shoulder connecting with the floor underneath you as your arms are in this position. Can you kind of hollow out your armpits so there's even more contact of the back of your shoulder on the floor? And could you maintain that contact of the back of your shoulders as you start to bring your arms back up toward the ceiling? So bringing your arms up without letting your shoulders lift off the floor. We call this shoulder reset. Our shoulders tend to be pitched forward a lot. Now, take a breath in. As you exhale, knit your low ribs a little bit into your belly. Keep a little bit of action there. We're going to reach the arms overhead. Reach the arms overhead so your thumbs reach back toward the floor. Or maybe the back of your hands might touch the floor. Can you get the arms overhead without popping the ribs up toward the ceiling? As your arms reach back, can you release the back of your shoulders again into the floor, or feel the back of the shoulders on the floor? We're going to take a breath here with the arms overhead. And then as we exhale, can you keep the back of the shoulders pressing into the floor as you bring your arms back up toward the ceiling? And then just let your arms lower down till they rest on the floor. And just take a moment to notice how your shoulders feel. Maybe they feel a little more open. Maybe you have some other sensation. Just notice, feel, take a breath. Then let's bring the arms up toward the ceiling again. And we're going to bend the elbows back so we have right angles of arms. And then we'll take the feet off the floor and we'll have bent knees or kind of right angle with the legs. So our beginning dead bug position. From here, we're going to inhale and lift arms and legs up. Get a little stretch in the back of the legs here. And then exhale and bend both arms and legs. So we're just going to go up and down with the breath. Inhaling to lift and exhaling to bend. And one more time like that. Just getting the hang of this movement. Now as you come back to dead bug position, let's do opposite arm and opposite leg. So one arm and the other leg go up as we breathe in. And then that arm and leg bend, then do the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg go up, and then they bend. So do this slow and controlled with your breathing. You inhale, the arm and leg go up. The exhale, they bend. Then the other side. Inhale to lift. So your breath rhythm might be slightly different than mine. So just coordinate your movement with your breath and get those two sides of the body working together, turning on the two sides of the brain, working together. Do this a couple more times, this contralateral movement. Get that movement moving with your breath. And then after the next time, you come back to dead bug position, we're going to take both arms and legs straight up in the air. Now from here, I want you to draw an imaginary line down the center of your body, nose, chin, sternum, pubic bone, and see if you can keep that line as steady as possible. Drop the back of your shoulders into the floor and begin to take one leg out to the side. Just kind of notice what happens. Can you keep that midline steady, or do the hips start to shift or lift? Try to keep the hips from lifting or shifting. Take the opposite arm out to the other side. Go really slow here. Just kind of explore. How far can you take that leg out and maintain that midline stability? And then go right to the edge and then bring the arm and leg back up. Let's try that on the other side. Take the other leg out to the side and try to maintain midline stability. No movement in the hips. Take the opposite arm out to the other side. Go right to the edge where you can maintain midline stability. Take a breath. And then exhale that arm and leg back up. So let's do the first side again. The leg goes out to the side, the opposite arm goes out to the side. We're keeping that midline solid and steady. And then we bring that arm and leg back up, out to the other side. Slow and steady, observing what's happening with your midline. Don't let it shift, veer, turn, and then come back up. So at your own pace, with real focused awareness on your midline, opening out to the side, and then coming back up. Slow is good here. You don't want to speed this up. You want to really focus on that midline. That's very intentional. This idea of knowing where the body is in space, knowing where your center is another technique to help us deal with anxiety. This is something I really focus on when working with people who have anxiety, is finding the midline. So let's do this one more time on each side. Opening out to the side, breathing in, exhaling to come back up, and one more time on the other side. Now at any time, if you feel like you want to take a little break, you can just hug your knees in and then join us again. We're going to transition to the next layer of dead bug. In this layer, we're going to take one arm overhead, and the leg, there's two options. You can tap the opposite leg. You can either tap the toe down and bring the leg back up, or extend the leg out and bring the arm and leg back up. So one arm goes overhead, the other leg, you can tap the toe or extend that leg out, and then bring that arm and leg back up. Inhaling as you extend, exhaling back up. Inhaling to extend, exhaling back up. Moving with your breath. And as your arm is going overhead, can you feel the back of the shoulder resting on the floor? A few more like this. Really, again, working to coordinate the two sides of the body, two sides of the brain here, as we wake up the core. One more time on each side. And then the next time arms and legs come up, let's take both arms overhead again. Thumbs can reach back toward the floor, arms alongside the ears, or maybe the back of your hands rest on the floor. We're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to press out through the heels, and very slowly I want you to let your legs go a little bit away and a little bit further away, a little bit further away. Pay attention to what's going on with your low back. Your low belly is going to contract to support your low back. When you feel like you're losing that support, I want you to draw your knees in and inhale your legs up. Press out through your heels. Slowly, gradually lower the legs away and see if you can keep that support so that the low back doesn't begin to arch up and you lose that support. When you feel like you're losing that support, draw your knees in, inhale your legs up, exhale one more time, letting the legs fall away. How far can you go and feel that support? And then this time as you draw your knees in, reach your arms up and hug your knees into your chest. Just release Any tension in your low back, sway a little bit side to side. Maybe if you want to recenter, you could draw your knees apart if that feels nice. Take a breath. Draw the knees back in. Place your feet down. Let's just do a gentle bridge. Feet hip distance, arms at your side. Press into your feet. Just take your hips up in the air. Just kind of stretch out those hip flexors that we were working a moment ago. Lift the hips up, knees and shins forward. Take a breath. And then roll yourself back down out of that bridge. Until you're all the way down. Take a moment here, take a breath, check in. How are you feeling? What are you inviting in, cultivating this morning? Connect with that. And when you're ready, roll to your side, push yourself up, and make your way around to all fours. As we come onto all fours, knees beneath hips, wrists beneath shoulders, spine nice and long. Really feel your hands on the ground. Whenever the hands are on the ground, you have a chance to ground through the hands. Whatever parts of the body touch the floor, we can cultivate awareness of that connection. So feel each finger, feel under the knuckles, feel under the thumbs. Feel your knees on the floor. You can even kind of press the tops of your feet on the floor a bit to kind of wake up the legs. And then as you feel your body, feel your spine. Bring your gaze down between your hands. Feel how the back of the neck gets a little bit longer here. We're going to take a breath in, and as we exhale, start to draw the belly button up towards the spine. Start to round the spine. See if you can create space in your low back. Start to let your head drop down, chin towards your chest. Push into your hands, push into your feet. Take a breath here in this flexed spine. And then come back to your neutral spine, looking down at the floor. We're going to move into extension. So we start to lift the tailbone, drop the belly, drop the chest, and then draw your heart forward and take your gaze forward. So can you feel length from your tail to the crown of your head? Can you feel a little space or spaciousness being created in the front body, in the abdominal wall? Breathe here. And then transition again to your neutral spine. One more time, as you exhale, press up into a rounded or flexed back, cat pose. And then as you inhale, start to transition to extension, or cow pose. Draw the heart forward. Can you breathe as you hold here? Can you breathe not only into the front of the heart, but the back of the heart? And then go back to your flat back. Again, round your spine. And can you have that same visualization? We create a lot of space in the back of the heart, breathe there, but also into the front of the heart. And then come back to neutral spine. Great. Let's sit back on our heels. Take the weight off of your wrists. Your arms could be way out in front, your head to the floor. They could be supporting your head, or you could bring your arms alongside your body, whatever you like. Take a couple of breaths here. Just reconnecting with how you're feeling, breathing in what you need this morning. And maybe using the breath as an opportunity to let something go. As you breathe out, is there something that's been bothering you, some burden? Just let the breath empty that out for you. Release it. All right, with your next inhale, lift your head up, reach your arms way out in front. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So lift your hips up and back. Again, really feel your hands rounding, the whole hand, not just the heel of your hand. Spread that weight into thumbs and fingers, knuckles. Let your hips draw up and back, let your head release. Release tension in the neck, move your head around. Create some space across your upper back between your shoulder blades. Let's bend a knee and press a heel down. And bend that knee and press the other heel down. Can you see your feet back there? Try to get your heels going straight back as they drop down. Then let's bend both knees a bit and really take the hips way up and back as we breathe in and out. And then walk your hands back towards your feet, drop your heels down, end up folded over bent knees, arms and head loose and heavy. Feel your feet planted. You can even look at them now. You can even take your hands and kind of press them down. Really feel your connection to the ground. Maybe think about those roots going down from your feet into the soil of the earth. Take a breath into your upper back. Begin to let that breath go, and then draw your belly in and begin to slowly, gradually roll yourself up. Just trying to cultivate or maintain spinal mobility here. Just feeling the spine kind of stacking upon itself, vertebra by vertebra. And then that spine continues into the neck. So kind of that same stacking idea as you bring your head up. And then let's turn and face your device. Have your feet right beneath you, hip distance apart. We're going to put our hands on our hips. So, you don't have a mirror in front of you, but with your hands on your hips, you can kind of feel how your hips are level, one with the other. And so with your hands here, that might help you to feel that. Another area you can feel, if you have an awareness of where your sitting bones are, right now your sitting bones are level. So your hips are level, your sitting bones are level. Now what I want you to do is balance on one leg and lift the other foot off the floor and lift that hip a little higher and then lower it down. So we're going to lift one hip up and lower it down. Lift that hip up. The hip lifts up. You might even notice the sitting bone hikes up a little bit as well. So this time, lift that hip up and then swing that leg a little forward, swing it a little bit back. And if you need to hold on to something here, feel free to hold on to something, a wall, a chair. So we're swinging that leg forward, swinging that leg back, swinging that forward. As it goes back, feel that contraction, hamstring and glute, perhaps. One more time, swinging that leg front and back. And then keep that hiked up leg, put it next to the other leg. We're just going to take it out to the side a little bit and bring it back in. So you start to feel the work in the standing leg as we're kind of working into the hip of the leg that we're moving. Woo. One or two more times out to the side. And then we can put that foot down. Let's try that on the other side. So we're going to hike the hip up and lower it down. You can let the foot touch and not quite. Hike it up and lower it down. Hike it up and lower it down. One more time. Hike it up and lower it down. Now we're going to swing that leg forward and swing it back. And swing it forward and swing it back. And swing it forward and back. Feel that contraction as the leg goes back. And then swing that leg right next to the other leg. Take it out to the side and back down. Out to the side and back down. Out to the side and down. One more time. Good job. All right, let's separate our feet a little wider than our hips. We're going to do sumo pose. So heels a little wider than hips, toes turned out a bit. We're going to start to take the hips back and we're going to take the knees forward. So the knees are going out in the direction of the toes. They're bending. So the knees bend, ankles bend, and the hips go back as the knees go forward. So as you're here in this squat, sumo squat, I want you to think about your knees and shins going out. And at the same time, can you imagine your heels pulling in? So your knees and shins are pressing out. Can you imagine your heels pulling in? So it's kind of a lot to think about doing all those things at the same time, which creates all kinds of action in the legs and in the pelvic floor. So knees and shins are pressing out as heels are drawing in. So even though we're not moving at all, we're actually working quite hard here to do both those actions. Take one more breath as your knees and shins go out and your heels pull in. And then straighten back up. Let's try that again. Hips go back, knees and shins go out. This time I want you to lift your heels a little bit off the floor. So your heels are close to the floor, but not quite touching. Now, can you think about your knees and shins going out and your heels drawing in? With your heels a little bit off the floor. Knees and shins are bending out, heels are pulling in. One more breath here. Knees and shins are pressing out, heels are drawing in. Can you keep your heels slightly lifted now and straighten your legs up? And lower them down. Good job. Walk your feet together. Stand with your feet beneath you. Stand rooted to the earth. Stand nice and elegantly upright. Connect with your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And maybe connect with your focus, your intention this morning. Breathe something in that could benefit you, or breathe something out that you're ready to let go of. One more breath. All right, let's make our way to the front of our mat. We're going to work our way towards doing classic sun salutation today. Sort of a classic formula of the sun salutation. We'll go through it slowly first. So we're going to start with our feet planted, standing nice and tall. We'll inhale and reach the arms out and up. As we exhale, we'll swan dive forward. Knees can soften here. So now your feet are hip distance apart. I want you to take a big step back with your right foot. And then we're going to drop onto the back knee. You might unfurl your back toe. And then we're going to lift the heart up, take the arms and reach them out enough. Big breath in as we stretch. As we exhale, we'll bring the hands back down. You might curl the back toe under and lift the back knee. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. Now, this is something that's a little different about classic sun salutation. We're going to take a breath in here in down dog. And then I want you to blow the breath all the way out. We want to empty our lungs. Then we do a pose that's a little different. It's called 8-point pose. We're going to drop onto knees. And then I want you to look, you're going to bend your elbows. You're going to bring your chest and your chin to the floor. So if you're unfamiliar with this, you might just want to watch. So chin and chest come to the floor. So your butt is kind of up in the air. You've got your knees, your hands, your chest, your chin. And then we're going to slide forward and come up into cobra. So let's try that part again. Come back onto your knees. Go back up to down dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale all the breath out. And then lower knees, chest, chin. And your toes are on the floor as well. So knees, chest, chin. There you go. There's our 8 points. 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 knees, and then chest, chin. Your butt is up in the air. And we want to have empty lungs here. And then we're going to slide forward and inhale up to baby cobra or cobra. And then we make our way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. And then we're going to look forward and step the right foot back up to lunge. We're going to drop onto the back knee, lift the heart up, inhale and reach up. Then hands come back down. We'll curl the back toes under and step forward into a fold. And then we'll sweep the arms out, inhale and rise up. And let's bring our hands down to heart center here. Really center yourself, connect with that midline again. All right, that's half of one sun salutation. We'll go slow for the next one again. So we'll drop the arms down, inhale and reach out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Feet are hip distance apart. We'll take a big step back with the left foot now. We'll drop onto that knee and furl the toe. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands back down and make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here and then empty the lungs out. And with empty lungs, knees, chest, chin. Then slide forward and up to cobra. Breathe in, and then exhale back to down dog. Then that left foot's going to step forward. And you can drop to the knee and then step up if that's better for you. Or step up and then drop to the knee. And then lift the heart, reach the arms up, breathe in. Exhale, hands back down. Step that back foot up to the front. And then sweep your arms out. Inhale and rise up. Exhaling hands to heart center. So that's one classic sun salutation. Let's do a few more. So we're going to drop the arms down. Inhale and reach out and up. Exhale and swan dive forward. Take the right foot, step it back, drop to the knee, lift the heart up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down, step back to down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale all the breath out with empty lungs, knees, chest, chin. Slide forward and through, inhale up, cobra, and exhale back to down dog. Look forward, step the right foot up to lunge, drop onto the back knee. Inhale, reach up and overhead. Exhale, hands back down. Step that back foot in. And then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands down. One more time. Drop the arms, inhale and reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Big step back with the left foot. Drop onto the knee. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands back down. Step back to down dog. Take a breath here. Then empty the lungs. Lowering to knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide up and through the cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Step forward with your left foot into lunge. Drop onto the back knee. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step the back foot in. Fold it over. Sweep your arms out. Inhale and rise up. Exhaling, hands to heart. We're going to go through this whole series one more time. If this is something you're getting into, keep doing it with me. If you want to flow at a more gentle pace, give yourself permission to do so. All right, let's drop the arms. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Step back with your right foot. Drop to the knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step back to down dog. Take a breath here. Empty your lungs. Knees, chest, chin. Slide forward and through to cobra. Exhale back to down dog. Step the right foot forward, drop to the back knee. Inhale and reach out and up. Exhale, hands down. Step the back foot in, fold it over. Sweep the arms out, inhale and rise. Exhale, hands down. One more time. Arms lower down, inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Left foot steps back, drop onto the knee. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands come down, step back to down dog. Take a breath here. Empty your lungs. Knees, chest, chin. Slide forward and through. Inhale, go. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot forward. Drop to the back knee. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands down. Step the back foot in. Sweep your arms out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, and start. Take a moment here. If you're not here yet, we'll wait for you. Take a moment. Connect with your breath. Connect with your body. Connect with your motivation. All right, let's turn towards our device. Take a wide stance. And we'll turn the right foot in and turn the left foot up. So this back foot is turned in and it's really firmly planted. You don't have more weight on the outer edge or the inner edge. It's kind of evenly spread out. And we'll consciously push this foot down as we bend this front knee. And as you bend the front knee, do you have the right distance? You can adjust your distance here. You might want the foot a little further out so you can drop a little deeper into this warrior stance. So let's bend and straighten here. You could have your hands on your hips. See if you can keep your hips rather level, rather than your front hip dropping lower as you bend and straighten. Great. The next time the knee is bent, we're going to pause here. And from your center, I want you to tip your hips over and let this bottom arm rest on this bottom leg. Let's take the other arm forward, and we're going to sweep it over. Thumb up, pinky down, that arm kind of rolling down. Let's roll the belly and chest towards whatever you're looking at here, and then roll the gaze to look down at the floor, releasing the neck. As that back foot presses down, can you reach long with that top arm that's overhead and take a breath? And then we'll sweep that arm down. Let's reach it back behind and inhale and rise up to Proud Warrior. Get nice and broad and open here, all across the chest and back, all the way out to the fingertips. Let's feel the spine elegantly upright here as we take a breath. And then we'll exhale the back hand onto the back leg. Let's turn the front palm up, and we'll inhale that arm up toward the sky, lengthening from hip to fingertip. And then we'll let that arm come forward. We're going to, again, lean over, forearm on the front thigh. Take the back arm, sweep it overhead. Roll the belly and chest forward. Release the gaze down. Big breath as we reach long with that arm that's overhead. And then we'll sweep it down in front, reach it back behind. Inhale, rise up, Proud Warrior, open and broad. Exhale, back hand on the back leg. Front palm turns up. Inhale, reverse warrior here, stretch up as the back hand slides down. And then let that top arm come down. Nice work. Let's push the front foot down to straighten the front leg. We'll turn the feet forward. We'll go to the other side. So this back foot turns in, the right foot turns out, and bend that front knee. Find this position with your feet really feeling planted, rooted, grounded. Are you as far deep into this as you feel is right for you today? And then straighten the front leg, bend the front knee. How does this feel in your body? What if you move with your breath? Breathing in to straighten, breathing out to bend. One more time. And then this time as the knee is bent, from your center, tip your hips over. Bring this bottom arm on the bottom leg. Other arm reaches forward. Let's sweep it overhead. Thumb up, pinky down. Let's roll the belly and chest towards your camera. And then release your head to look down. Reach long with that arm overhead as you breathe in. Sweep that arm down. Sweep it behind you. Inhale and rise up. Nice and broad and open. Spine nice and tall. Take a breath. Exhale that back hand on your back leg. Turn your other palm up. Inhale that arm up toward the ceiling. The front knee stays bent. The back arm slides down. The top arm reaches up. Breathe in here. And then that top arm comes back out. We're going to tip over again. Forearm on the thigh. Let that back arm sweep forward and overhead. Thumb is up, pinky is down. We're going to roll the belly and chest towards your device. We're going to release the head to look down. Let's breathe in and reach long with that arm that's overhead. And then sweep that arm down in front. We're going to reach it back behind as we rise up. Breathe in. Exhale the back hand on the back leg. Front palm turns up. Inhale, reach up as the back arm slides down. And then that top arm, we're going to let it come down. We'll push into the front foot to straighten that front leg. We bring both feet forward. Let's walk the feet all the way underneath us. Nice work. All right, we're going to transition down onto the floor. And I'm going to sit again. So again, you could sit up on a block, you could sit up on a blanket. Let's put our feet together. So if you feel kind of like you're rolling back, if sitting here, you tend to be rolled back, or if your knees are up real high, I'm going to really suggest that you sit up on something, a block or a blanket. So it'll make it a more effective opportunity to work into the hips and the legs, as we're trying to do, and allow the spine to be supported with the sitting bones right beneath it. So again, sitting bones are rooting down, supporting your upright spine. We're going to press the feet in and press the knees out. Feet are pressing in, knees are pressing out. Nice active bound angle pose. Feeling the energy of the feet pushing into each other, feeling the energy of the knees pressing out. Sitting up tall, and take a breath. And then ease off, relax. All right, we're going to legs in, straighten out. I want us to do bridge pose with sliding legs. So if I'm going to lay on my mat, just watch me for a moment so you can understand what I'm saying. So what I want us to do is slide our legs out and slide our legs in. And when we slide our legs in, it's going to probably make your mat kind of get all lumpy. So I'm going to kind of angle so that my feet are off the mat, so that we can slide the heels in and slide the heels out. So you could put socks on maybe and do it on your mat, or I don't know. But just find a way that you can slide your heels in and slide your heels out, okay? So once you've found a way to do that, you're lying down, your feet are hip distance apart, your arms are at your side. I want you to do that a couple times. Slide your heels in towards your bum and then slide them out. And when we do that with a little bit of resistance, it's going to start to fire up the hamstrings in the backs of the legs. Sliding the heels in and sliding the heels out. Okay, so this next time as you slide your heels in, bring them in and then plant your feet hip distance apart. And then roll up into a bridge. Lift your hips up, take a breath, and then roll down out of your bridge. And then we're going to slide the legs away, slide the heels in, plant your feet, roll up into your bridge, take a breath at the top, and then roll down out of your bridge. Slide your heels away, slide your heels in, plant your feet, roll up into your bridge, take a breath, roll yourself back down. A couple more like this. Slide your heels away, slide your heels in, plant your feet, roll up into your bridge. You feel how you're working your hamstrings here? Roll yourself back down. One more time. Slide your heels away, slide your heels in, plant your feet, roll up into your bridge, take a breath, and then roll yourself down. Great. All right. You can position yourself more normally on your mat, in line with your mat. Let's take one leg and hug the knee in and extend the other leg out straight on the mat. That leg on the floor, nice and heavy and loose. The other knee hugging in close. Let's take that knee with the same hand and open it out to the side. And take a breath. And bring that knee back. Lift that leg up in the air. Hold behind the thigh. Flex. And point. Do that again. Flex. Nice big flexion. Heel up, toes towards you. And point. And then keep that leg that's up in the air there. Take the other leg. Plant the foot on the floor. Take the leg up in the air, bend the knee and drop the ankle. Just above the bottom leg knee. Take the bottom foot up off the floor and bring the legs in towards you. You can just use that bottom leg to pull in, or you could reach through and reach around, grab the back of the further away leg and pull in. Flex your feet. Breathe into that top leg. And let your breath go. Maybe take the legs just an inch or two to the side that is not the top leg side. And then come back. Release your bottom leg to the floor and change legs. So hug the other knee in. Slide that other leg out straight. Let it be heavy. Hug the knee in a little closer. With that same hand, open that knee out to the side. Taking a breath. Bring that knee back. Lift the leg up. Hold behind the thigh. Flex your foot. Heel up. Toes towards you. Point your toes. Do that again. Flex. And point. Keep that leg that's up in the air. Take the other leg. Place your foot on the floor. The leg that's in the air, bend the knee, drop that ankle just below the other knee. Lift the bottom foot up off the floor to bring the legs in towards you. And you can take one hand, reach between the two legs, the other hand reaches around to grab the back of that thigh that's a little further away, pull it in. And the leg that's on the bottom, you can take the legs a little bit to that side. Take a breath. Let it go. And release that foot. Release the other foot. We are going to move into our final relaxation. If you feel like you want to do one more little movement of any kind, go ahead and offer that to yourself. And then begin to set yourself up to be warm and comfortable. So you might want to put on some socks, cover up with a blanket. You might want to go grab a pillow or something for under your head. You might want to put something under your knees. So what can you do to allow yourself to be as comfortable as possible? Do that. Lie back and feel your body beginning to relax. In our yoga practice, we give ourselves a lot of instruction. We ask the body to do a lot of things. And then we give ourselves this time at the end to just kind of let that whole experience settle into the body, integrate. And we let the muscles that we have just been working relax. That's what they're going to do if we're not asking them to do something else. Soften, release, and relax. Now sometimes we have muscles that are so used to being held tight that it takes them a little more time to soften. And maybe a little bit of a reminder or encouragement. So if you know where you tend to clench or grip, maybe just give those areas permission to soften and release. To melt, to smooth, open, to relax. Giving yourself a chance to rest easy. And I'll share one of my favorite readings from Deanna Falls. She says, settle in the here and now. Reach down into the center where the world is not spinning and drink this holy peace. Feel relief flood into every cell. Nothing to do, nothing to be but what you already are. Nothing to receive but what flows effortlessly from the mystery into form. Nothing to run from or run toward. Just this breath. Awareness knowing itself as embodiment. Just this breath. Awareness waking up to truth. And you might find that you want to spend a little more time lying back. And you're welcome to do so. If you're ready to come out, you can begin sliding your feet in, bending your knees and placing your feet on the floor. You might gently roll to your side and support your head and spend a little bit of time there transitioning. You might push up and make your way into a seated position. And it can be very nice to close out our practice with a few moments for some reflection. Really considering what's really important to you today. And how do you want to move forward into your day? With love, with gratitude, with appreciation. Thank you all for being here this morning. Hope you have a really nice day. Peace. And you're welcome to make your way off into your day. You're welcome to come and say hello or goodbye. Whatever's best for you.